Good day, Facebook. How are you all doing? Let's see. We're on day number 33 of our 100-day personal performance and business growth challenge. Let me get Instagram going real quick. Let's see. Here we go. Good evening, Instagram. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know three things you're grateful for. As you're tuning in, we're on day number 33 of our 100-day personal performance and business growth challenge. And the topic of today is you could literally save someone's life today. We were just, Audrey, good evening or good morning. Let's see. Caddy Rob, welcome. Amir, nice to see you. Jason Bin, welcome. And so we just went and stopped by a conference, and we were meeting up with some people who either we do business with or we're friends with, or people that, we've just connected with. And one of the young gentlemen was telling us a story of a time in his life where his fiance had taken her life. He felt lost. He migrated back home. He just felt empty and lost and just in a really tough place. And on his drive, he put on YouTube, and it happened to play, one of a talk I gave somewhere. He really liked it. He said he played it like 18 times in a row on his drive home. And by the time he got home, he was just lost at that point. And he was thinking of taking his own life. He was thinking it was over. It was just at the edge. And listening to that little concept of designing your ideal day. How would you like life to be? If life could be any way you would dream it to be, what would it be like? Asking him to open his perception and dream and think of possible future scenarios that he would want to live in, he would be excited to live in. He said saved his life. He had moments where he was struggling and lost and felt like he was at the end. And just the thought of someone asking and igniting that thought. And he said something very unique. He said, the very first thing that caught my attention before the speech was a little post. And the little post says, take time to get present. And in this little post that I typed up, it said really simple. It said, what I want you to do is sit somewhere and sit still somewhere and just smell the air and try to come up with 3 to 5 things that you can smell. Close your eyes and just listen and see if you can come up with, 5 or 10 things you can hear. And then kind of plug your ears and just look around and see if you can come up with like 10 things you can see. And then close your eyes, and just feel and see if you can come up with like 4, 5, 10 things that you can feel. And he says, in that moment of allowing him to just get more present in the moment, it gave him a little perspective from the struggle he was going through in his head in that moment. And so for today, this is a really, it's going to be real short, real simple, straight to the point, which is by taking time to share a positive thought, to say, hey, how are you, to someone who you're crossing paths with, by taking time to just listen to someone, just say hello to someone next to you, by taking the time to just tell someone they look good today, or you're happy to see them, by taking time to say please and thank you, by taking time to just acknowledge someone for being present, for being there. Any little tiny thing we don't realize, like he said, on that day, I could have been doing anything, but I happened to sit down and type up a little message on Instagram and go, yeah, why not? This seems cool. Send. I could have been watching a basketball game. I could have been playing basketball. I could have been doing a million other things. He says, but on that day, you sat down and you typed up this little message with this little post on Instagram. You hit send, and it just floated out into the world. And this is part of the core mission of what we do as a company, which is to reach the people that need it most at the moment they need it with the message they need. I always say we don't know who they are, where they are, what they need, but every day we put good thoughts in the world with the hope that it'll navigate through the universe and find them at the moment they need it most. And we're blessed to say, just like this evening, those little messages find their ways to people at the moment they need it most, the moment where it's just going to make their day a little bit better, the moment where they're having a tough day and it helps them turn it around. In this case, the moment where it was the end and it helped spark a new beginning, a new opportunity. Instead of ending his life, he decided to start a new life and build something beautiful, which is incredible. And it takes dedication and focus and guts to do that. And he had all of them. The beautiful part, he said the story didn't end there. You know, once he got momentum going and he was journaling every day, he was working out every day, he got his feet back under him, he was feeling stronger, feeling good. He had a little get together at his house, and there was some girl quietly sitting at the table for the whole time. And he said, "Hey, how you doing?" And she walked up and she says, "You know, I don't know, I don't feel like I don't want to be here anymore." And he's like, "Oh, at the party?" And she's like, "No, on Earth, alive." And he sat with her and he shared with her all the little things that he picked up from YouTube, from book readings, from listening to these types of things, just little positive thoughts and quotes and memes and just all the little stuff that gathered. And he started sharing it with her. And by the end of the conversation, he wasn't pushing her or doing anything crazy. By the end of the conversation, she took a little whiteboard and wrote "thank you" with a big smiley face on the bottom. And he said, "But we're not done. I don't want you to leave, and I don't know if you've made it or not. So in the next, by tomorrow morning before 8:30 a.m., I need you to email me." And he said, "Just email me to say, hey, I'm still here." And he got an email at 8:21 the next morning saying, "Hey, I'm still here. Thank you." And it's like, wow. Not only was he at a moment where a little tiny post got to him at just the right time, but then he was able to apply it in his life and find a way within so many days, weeks, or months later to help someone who's in the exact same position. And so the call to action for today is really simple. Think of a very simple way you can take some ounce of positivity, some ounce of realism for some people, or some ounce of pessimism that just hits the right person at the right time. It doesn't have to be all fluffy and bunnies all the time, but take something that's meaningful to you, that would make a difference to you if it got to you at just the right time, and find a way to share it with someone around you. Just knowing that, hey, it's going to ripple out into the world and it'll find its way to the person at the moment they need it most. And if you're the person listening to this that needs this message, it's going to be okay. You'll find a way through it. As of now, you have 100% track record of making it through the hardest and most difficult moments of your entire life. You've succeeded 100% of the time at making it through them. It might not have been the way you wanted to make it through them, but you have made it through them. Remember that. Reach out to a friend, tell someone you're going through a tough time. Just reach out and let someone know, and they'll be there for you. So it's a very simple message. The simple message is any one of you either A, could save someone's life today or tonight, and every one of you, if going through a tough time, know that there's people who care, there's people that are waiting to connect with you, and there's people that'll support you. If you need help, DM me. I'd be happy to chat. So have a great night, kick some butt, and I'll see you all tomorrow for day number 34 of our 100-day personal performance and business growth challenge. See you all. Oh, where'd my mouse?